We get asked a lot about this issue of motivation. How do you motivate your team and make it last? Hey, it's Scott Beebe with Business on Purpose. Make sure to go check out our Healthy Owner Assessment by businessonpurpose.com/healthy. A business owner called me and said simply, my people are getting their rear ends kicked right now. Do you know of a good motivational speaker? So within a few weeks, I showed up ready to deliver a powerful talk on what we call the RPMs of leadership: repetition, predictability, and meaning. And then follow that up with our super fun and engaging DISC workshop, the DISC, the personality profiles, so that this team of project managers, purchasers, warranty care members, general managers could work through the importance of speaking to people the way they wished to be spoken to. We worked through the reality of competing personalities and, in some cases, some warring agendas. It was a powerful 2-hour window of time and left each of the team members trying to understand their colleagues, their customers, and their trade partners just a little bit better. But then what? The motivation was there. The new insights, the curiosities, the tools, the nuances, they were all uncovered. They were evaluated. They were placed perfectly in the tool belt. And we even role-played to some extent. But now what? A 2-hour workshop is part insight and part motivation. Insights can spark a lifetime of curiosity. Motivation will typically only ignite a short-term explosion that can leave a mark, but then eventually go away. So how do we take the short-term value of motivation and merge that with the long-term necessity of repetition, predictability, and meaning so that we can set in motion one day like a rocket lifting to space and can be strategically placed into a cyclical orbit that brings some long-term value? Or three things that I see that I think can create a long tail of something as short-term as motivation. The first thing we've got to remember is that motivation is momentary. Some things in our home and business lives simply don't last very long, and yet have the power to sort of wake us up, to jolt us out of a sleep to something that could change our lives. We see this played out medically when a friend has a sudden, non-fatal heart attack. That momentary situation acts as a bit of a wake-up call, by which the patient now has a decision. Either use the heart attack as a catalyst to repetitively change their lifestyle, or simply reflect on the near-death moment as a cool story, but little else. Listen, cardiology and medical circles are filled with stories of patients who did not respond to the wake-up call with long-term, sustained changes. Sure, they had the gym membership and purchased the diet foods, but on Tuesday, when it mattered, they opted for donuts and video games on the couch. When you bring in a shot of motivation, it must be followed with a drip of repetition. The second way to bring long-term value from a singular motivational event is there's got to be a repetitive home for the long tail of motivation. The smoothest and most natural repetitive check-in to a solitary motivational event is the agenda-driven, leader-led weekly team meeting. This predictable, repetitive event can become home to the ongoing follow-up to the singular motivation, if you make it so. Business offices are filled with team members who wish that their leadership would hold to a powerful, repetitive, agenda-driven team meeting. The reason we mock meetings is because most meetings are wasting our precious time. It's not the meeting, by definition of a meeting, that's bad. It's the poor leadership of that meeting that wastes time, and what time is precious to us. Most clients we work with have spent time, effort, and energy to make their meetings meaningful and important. Yeah, there are still a few trying to play dress up with their meetings and talking a bigger game than they're living. So it's up to you. If you want a culture you can be proud of and your coworkers will want to invite their friends to be a part of, then the team meeting will become priority to you. It's the one place where your entire team can wrestle through agenda issues and get on the same page, not just around project themes, but around the business and the team in general. And they can leverage the motivation that you've been sharing. As always, in making motivation last, remember that the Hail Mary play calling is not a winning strategy. Watch any sport, and you will only see the equivalent of a Hail Mary executed in the moments of real desperation, and typically at the very end of the game. When successful, we are lured into believing that we can operate this way all the time, because we made that Hail Mary work one time. Some even believe that certain players or teams can rely on Hail Marys because, quote, they're skilled at it. Real skill does not come through these momentary motivational elements. Real skill comes through daily, repetitive, predictable play calling of forethought, game planning, and scenario scouting. Hail Marys are a losing strategy long term. So go ahead, hire your motivational speaker, but not until you have a long-term plan for implementing the short-term shot. Hey, to get started on a long-term plan, go to mybusinessonpurpose.com/healthy, and you'll get your metric right there for the health of your business, and frankly, to see how ready you are to install the short term of motivation for the long term of the vision you have.